your Front Range Toyota Stores, Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. My God, man. Some nights, and you never know when they're going to be. Some nights, they just happen, and you witness greatness, true greatness, and it just so happened to be on MVP night. Woo, boy, what a treat. We're presented also by Bet365, Never Ordinary. Nuggets get the win in Game 5. A week ago, down 0-2, one of the worst losses of the entire Jokic era, and in 1 week's time, maybe the best win of the Jokic era, maybe the best performance from Nikola Jokic. All of that and more on today's show. I got Harrison Wynn in the building.
I just had a spiritual experience. I ascended. I don't even think I'm in my same body anymore. I have no words for what we just witnessed, although I'm about to say a lot of words
It's be a rough
over the
show.
next hour. But it was one of those nights. This was one of those nights, one of those games that we'll never forget.
We will not forget this game, for
Never.
sure. Over here, D-Line.
From the darkest timeline, the darkest hours, we were all in the darkest moments of our lives, and what happens?
Sports are the best.
The sun rises. Jokic arrives. Everything makes sense. All of the haters, job not done, job not finished. All the haters are semi-vanquished. It's another great night to us, isn't it, fellas?
Not vanquished at all. Still more to do. But you know what? We're just going to live in the moment and watch this Game 5 performance. Over here, Superstar Dev.
Let me read a quote that I got. Folks don't want to take on the substance of what I said, which is fine. Again, look at everyone who has won the MVP in the last 40 years, then list the people who you think Jokic is going to finish his career ahead of in the all-time pyramid. It's just Derrick Rose.
Wow.
In the words of Nick Wright.
That man made the worst bet in history, and now just has to sit in it, man. Honestly, it's going to make him money, though.
Well, the thing is he's like completely repented, but there are
He has not completely.
No.
Does he go back every time?
Yeah, he goes back. He goes
Okay.
back. It doesn't matter, though. You know,
I also just don't care about
I also don't care. It's just like you had a shtick. It really came up snake eyes for you, and now you're there. Let's do a fast breakdown very quickly here. I didn't take too many notes because this one honestly had one note over and over again.
Dope. Period. Dope.
2 on Aaron Gordon in less than 4 minutes. That's how this game started. Kind of a weird thing. There's always something in a playoff game that you don't expect. AG in foul trouble right out the bat. Really threw a curveball into this one. But fortunately, maybe because of that, guys, my next note was Jokic aggressively going at Gobert and scoring easy. They tried to guard him with Gobert tonight. Honestly, it was like
defensive player of the year.
You know,
4-time defensive player of the year.
you know, you give a shooter a wide open first look, and you're like, man, you can't let a shooter get a clean look. Steph Curry with a wide open shot, you can't do that. Now he's in rhythm. The Wolves put Gobert on Jokic. You can't do that. You can't do it, man.
Mismatch.
Gobert has more defensive player of the year honors than Jokic has MVPs.
Yeah, something's not right about that. Doesn't sit right with me. Cat got hurt for a moment, had to go back of the tunnel, tried to play through it, clearly limping. And then Jokic dominating, but the Nuggets not going to him nearly enough. Maybe that's just my opinion. 28-26 Nuggets after one. Naz Reid comes into the game, fouls 3 times. He goes out of the game. And then the Nuggets, if you remember this stretch, could not score. But what they could do is take charges. Back-to-back-to-back charges. I've never seen that before.
I've never seen it either, but it was fitting for a point in the game that we were at.
0-0 stalemate, it felt like, man. No one scored for like 5 minutes, so Jokic had to come back in. Then Karl-Anthony Towns gets 3. Christian Braun had some big dunks in transition. He had a very big... His points were loud tonight. How many did he have? Felt like 15, but it's probably like 7.
It had to be like 18. Had to be.
No, I don't even know.
I don't
if he
think it
had
was
10.
that much. Yeah, it wasn't that much. Here, I'll look it up right now as we're doing this. It was 10 points. He had 10 points.
But in the words of Jade McDaniels, they were loud.
They were
baskets.
loud.
They were very loud.
50-44 Nuggets. Let's go to the third quarter. Immediately, the Wolves take a 1-point a lead. In 1 minute, they go on an 8-0 run. They have to call a timeout. And we're like,
that was
not
the story
again.
of the game.
Not again, Nuggets. And Jokic had the final say. He said, you know what, screw it. I will go into God mode. Jokic comes out and completely takes over, gives us an all-time third quarter, a quarter we will not soon forget. After a very good first half, like he was good in the first half, best player on the floor by a mile, but the third quarter he took it up a whole other level, and he stayed there in the fourth. The bench couldn't score. They cut the lead to 10, so Jokic came back in a little bit early. KCP had 2 huge threes to calm things down and settle it, but Jokic took it home. Dunks, floaters, a little bit of everything.
The 3.
The three-pointer step back. Oh, my God. And the guy finished with 40 points, 7 rebounds, 13 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Just for good measure, we'll throw those things in there. And he only missed 6 shots. He took 21. He missed 6.
He had 0 turnovers.
0 turnovers.
13 assists, 41 minutes, 0 turnovers.
But they weren't going up against a very good defense, were they?
And, this defense not exactly designed to stop a guy like Jokic either.
Unbelievable.
Not a team that's too familiar with them, though,
Yeah.
right? They got to figure it out.
They built their team to stop other guys.
Let's go to our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways. Dev, start us off.
I mean, it's going to be hard for anybody to go anywhere else than besides
That's a valid point.
the 3-time MVP. 40 points, 13 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, and 0 turnovers. Cooked right in front of our face.
Man.
Welcome to Benny
Was
Hannes.
this a Benny Hannes
This
special?
was a Benny Hannes special. And not only was it a Benny Hannes special, it wasn't just the fact that it was his special night, but it was about who he went against.
Yeah.
He went against the 4-time defensive player of the year.
4-time.
Yeah.
Everybody else runs from the grind. Everybody else tries to get screened to get him off of them. Nikola Jokic embraces that. He wants that defense. He is going out of his way to try to embarrass him because he's that much better. If we'll just say that the tables are flipped. If Anthony Edwards puts together that type of performance,
He'd be the face of the league.
he'd be on Good Morning America.
He might get some comps to Michael Jordan.
He'll
Maybe.
get some comps to them. He'll be on New York. He'll be the face of the league.
Yeah.
This is, I would say, a regular night, but this was Nikola Jokic's best night that we might have ever seen from him.
Really was, man. It was up. I mean, honestly, I don't know because he's had so many, but it was
Yeah.
up there, tied at least with some of the greats. D-line, Red Hawk Roofing, big takeaway.
Listen, man, said it over and over. Trust the pattern. Nikola Jokic has a pattern, especially when he goes up against Rudy Gobert in series. It starts off tough. Rudy plays him tough. We're like, oh, man, maybe Rudy has his number. Jokic is really not getting anything out there. Slowly starts to figure it out. Once he figures it out, it's over. And so we said in the pregame show, the game before the closeout game is always the game he goes crazy.
The penultimate.
The penultimate game is the one he goes crazy. This is the pattern. The next game, he's going to get a triple-double. He'll score like 25 points, but he will be in such unbelievable control of the game that he won't have to score. That's the pattern. Trust it. Nikola Jokic is like, I mean, what do you do? It's like, you just feel like a rich guy that has to say thank you for something all the time. It's like you don't know what to buy your dad for Christmas because he just every day. I don't know what to say anymore. Like, what am I supposed to say? I'm like a rich guy, and I just keep getting gifts. I'm
Yeah.
like, thank you for the Maybach.
Oh,
Thank you.
This is really nice.
Oh, is that a carousel like with live horses? Okay, put it in back. Great. All right. Like, I don't know what to do with all of this. I don't deserve it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's
So true, man.
like, it's insane. It's insane. If we weren't the best people on earth, I would say we didn't deserve it. But luckily for us,
But
you know what I
for
mean?
us, man.
Yeah. The funniest part about tonight's game is we thought a game like this could be coming ever since game 3. Me and D-Line sat on that couch right there.
We sure did.
We felt the exact moment when Nikola Jokic figured out the Timberwolves.
We locked eyes.
It was in the third quarter of game 3. And ever since then, that's been like stamped. He's figured these guys out. In game 4, that's what he did. And then tonight, in a game where, Jamal Murray didn't have it. This was the Jamal Murray from the first 2 games of this series. He just didn't have it tonight. Nikola Jokic sensed that and just stomped on the gas, man. And that third quarter, that was a total out-of-body experience, man.
It was.
It was like, can he do it again? He did it again. Can he do it again? He did it again. The twisting, twirling ballerina, right-handed.
They kept getting
Hook.
more ridiculous.
That was the shot that I'll probably think of from this game.
Man, that's a good question.
The game that I think we should just call the MV3 game.
I think
Yep.
it is.
But this, I think, is one of the greatest games I've ever seen. And it came against the Defensive Player of the Year,
The number 1 defense.
a historic top-ranked defense that was designed to stop him. And it also came against Michael Jordan. So just an all-time statement performance, and I think this is the greatest game Nikola Jokic has ever played. I'm ready to say that.
Whoa.
In the playoffs, Game 5.
Still not
2-2 series.
Whoa.
I'm sure. I am putting this as the greatest game Nikola Jokic has ever played. I'll hear your arguments for another one now.
Whoa.
Man, when they were down 0-2, one of the things we said was to be a legend, you have to do something legendary. The Nuggets, down 0-2, now up 3-2. That alone already is like setting themselves up for something as a team legendary. But growing up, you know, they would always tell you the story. I mean, I was alive for this, but I'm saying it became lore about how Hakeem watched David Robinson win the MVP, and it fueled him to go crazy and destroy him in that series, and especially in Game 1.
Yep.
This is kind of like that in reverse. Yoke receives an MVP.
With no enthusiasm.
With no enthusiasm. Well, I'm just saying, but he receives it.
I don't know. We didn't even see it. I don't know what kind of enthusiasm he has.
And you have the Defensive Player of the Year. It's a pivotal game. It's not like it. Game 1, at least you could say like it's Game 1, man. That's almost a little less pressure. This is the most pivotal game in a 7-game series. 5 is that one where it breaks one way or another. You're going against the Defensive Player of the Year. You're going up against a team that knows you. And not just to have the stat line, because guys put up stat lines, you know, sometimes. You said that was your favorite shot. We could argue about 10 shots that he made tonight about which one was the favorite. That's how many crazy shots he had tonight. How many insane ones there were. It felt like he could do no wrong. And when we talk about legendary players, Magic, Larry, Michael, you always tell the story about how he put fear in people's hearts. It was inevitable. It was this thing where if you're watching it, you go like, I don't know how we beat that guy. Well, everybody's got to be watching this going, okay, so Rudy Gobert's a great defensive big. In terms of guarding bigs, that's a pretty good one. They built a team specifically to stop him. Murray, his counterparts, having a really off night. All this stuff going that way. And instead, he's throwing up that stuff. I think this is a game that every team around the NBA is watching and going like, what the hell?
Yep.
What do we do that? What do we do there?
You mean Boston with no big man? With Al Horford?
With Al Horford and
No
Cornette?
No Kristaps Porzingis.
It's a game where coaches are like, shit, all right, we should probably go back to the drawing board and scrap whatever we were going to.
And then just draw a picture of Jokic dunking on them.
There are guys that make tough shots. There's guys who do this. Jokic does everything. And if you're watching a game like that, you're kind of like, that was humiliating for Gobert. And now we have to do that? Like, Gobert's really good defensively.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And by the way, there are great players who have gone up again, who just happen to live in the era of another great player. If the Nuggets close this out, if they close it out, I believe they are going to, but if they close it out, Gobert might just be that guy. Where it's like, no, guys, he really was good on defense. He really was. He just had nothing for that guy.
You're like, we only see highlights where he just gets murdered. We're like, well, those are Jokic highlights.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Seriously, a great player of Gobert's caliber. I'm trying to think of a defensive player of the year whose reputation was he was barbecue chicken against his counterpart.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is one.
I don't know if there is either. Nikola Jokic has cooked Rudy Gobert really for his entire career, going back to the Brother I Have 47 game through tonight. And, you know, like Jokic in this series, it also feels like we've been ramping up to this point because, you know, they start the series. Gobert's guarding him a little bit, but it felt like more Towns, more Naz Reid with Gobert as the helper. These last couple games, you know, Minnesota, they've had nothing defensively. They don't know what their game plan is. And so they've just put Gobert on Jokic. And it's been ugly for Rudy Gobert. I even felt a little bad for him tonight, not going to lie.
Whoa.
It was just a murder, man. Like, every time Jokic went at him again and at him again and at him again. And it was a murder.
One of the things... Oh, go ahead, Dev.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, I really feel for, you know, those people that have to answer those calls at the police station.
I know.
You know, everybody witnessed the murder.
There's
not enough help of like what he just experienced. Rudy Gobert, he has to go through this every single time because, I mean, he's one of one when it comes to defense. He has like all the defensive player of the year. There's nothing he can do with this guy that happens to play the exact same position as him. He does not slow him down. He does not rattle him. He does not put any fear in him. And that's just what Nikola Jokic is. It's going to be like when Jordan was talking about the glove. When he's just like, that didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
And people was like, is he saying that tongue-in-cheek? I really do not think that Jokic thinks that he's that type of defender.
Gary Payton disrupted him more than Rudy Gobert was tonight. Honest, in all truthfulness, man. He was tough. this is the other thing I'm thinking about. We wondered about the Wolves. They're so talented, but you want to know, like, how do they face adversity? Do you trust each other? When a guy has a bad game, do you trust each other and pick it up? They blow a 2-game lead, blow both games at home. Then you go on the road, and your defensive player of the year, who's already a guy who's like, is a little bit of a tough personality. Is that what everybody says? Could be a bit of a tough personality, whatever. Gets cooked like that. What's Anthony Edwards saying on the plane? Is he looking at him like...
No one's talking on that plane.
Nobody's talking, but I just wonder the trust factor. If there's a little bit of a, well, what's the point of us having all these bigs? They can't do anything about that guy. Like, attention, you know? And I kind of think the problem there has to be.
Oh, truly, like, the Wolves have been in these last 3 games so upended in such a way that everything that they thought they knew about themselves has not only been called into question, but has been put on display, and like they've been embarrassed.
Yeah.
And in ways that they are built to be effective. Like that they're getting embarrassed defensively. And once they get embarrassed defensively, they have you
crack.
You just see like Jaden McDaniels shoots 53s. You're like, bro, what are you doing? Anthony Edwards can't score tonight. They have nothing going. Like
by the end of series that you play against Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, like you are crippled as a team.
Yeah.
You are dismantled. Like Nikola Jokic has gotten several coaches fired after playoff series against him. He almost forced LeBron James into a retirement after that series last year. He's forced teams to break up, their cores. So you've sensed that the Timberwolves have started to crack. It feels like the trust with them, the connectivity with them has definitely fallen a lot from where it was after the first 2 games of this series. And I don't know how you bounce back from that.
Let's end this segment real quickly with a Bet365 Never Ordinary Top 5. Kel says it is ready to go. I'm going to be honest. This list is fluid. The chat is going to have to help us out because we threw this together so quickly that there might be a game we forgot. But this was top 5 playoff games of Jokic's career. And I'm going to give a couple honorable mentions here. You have Warriors game 5, if you remember. I think he had 18, like 35, 18, and 8. Is the game Draymond was like, that dude's tough. They lost, but because they had a far better team, but Yoke gave them all they could handle. And then the 4 OT game where he played 65 out of 68 minutes was a +3 and they lost. So crazy. Those are honorable mentions. I went with Game 6 versus the Spurs in 2019. You guys remember this? This was early Yoke. Do we have the list?
This is his
Is this the game they lost?
Playoff game.
This is another game they lost?
This is a game they lost, but this was a game where Yoke scored 43 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. His first ever playoff series. Pivotal closeout game, and he goes 43, 12, and 9, made 19 out of 30 shots. It was, I think at that point, his career high in points.
Yeah.
And it happened in his first playoff series.
Yep.
And it was the only reason they lost that game is because he came out for like 4 minutes, and there was like a 15-0 run to start the fourth quarter, and you were like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Great
We
game.
watched that game. That was a watch-along at the View House.
I can't believe that's going to be our lasting memory
I'm sorry.
forever of that
Of
one.
that game, yep.
That iconic one. Game 4 versus the Suns, 2023. 53 points. More than Shaq ever had in the playoffs. Another game they lost. But 53 points, shot like 75% from the field. He was unbelievable. Number 3, Game 3 versus the Miami Heat. This was the dueling 30-point triple-doubles from him and Murray, yet his was not just a triple-double. It was 32, 21, and 10, a 30-20-10 game in the finals.
Just dismantled.
Incredible.
And that was a phenomenal defense, and it was just like nothing. Unbelievable. Number 2, Game 5 versus the Wolves just right now.
I remember that one.
I should actually change this up. Harrison, you might have talked me into it. Like I said, I had like
Come on,
2
dude.
minutes to make it.
This is it.
And then I went with Game 1 against the Lakers, 2023. The pressure was higher in that one. Going up against the Lakers, you needed every bit of it. He hit just as many crazy shots, maybe even more crazy shots in that game. Game 1 versus the Lakers, Game 5 versus the Wolves to me, neck and neck.
But this might have just been for the championship.
I mean, that game kind of was too, in a lot of ways. That
some
broke
ways,
their back.
Look, man.
Anthony Davis and LeBron both had to look at their face of, we're not doing this.
In a Game 5 after you were down 0-2, and you already needed 2 great performances from Jokic to get this back to a 2-2 series. Game 5 against that team
Here's what we'll do.
That's clearly
Kale,
number
can you
one
make
for
a
me.
poll in the chat? Better game 1 Lakers or this one, and then whatever the chat says, that's what we'll put out on social later today. I think you might be right, Win, but I don't know. I want to hear what the chat says. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, let's get into Jamal Murray's game, KCP's game, Aaron Gordon's game. A lot of guys to talk
Hey,
about.
stay tuned.
Westera Credit Union, guys, the great thing about them is they're all about family, and they're all about teaching their members how to financially prosper. Education is their thing. They were started by a group of 8 school teachers, so helping others is in their DNA. As a member, you see that come through in every interaction. It's all about the local community with these guys. They just launched an awesome new product, Smart Money Checking. Meet the checking account designed to help you earn unheard of interest on smaller balances with other great perks as well. You can earn up to 6% annual percentage yield on your first $2,000 each month. As your balance grows, so does your potential to unlock additional great rates for higher balances too. So check out Westera Credit Union. If you like earning money by doing things that you're already doing with your checking account, visit westeracu.com/smart money for more details. Membership eligibility required. Insured by NCUA. Restrictions apply and conditions also apply as well. Also, shout out to Bet365.
Let's go.
Did we do well on our bets tonight, Dev?
We did our thing. Of
Did
course we
Jokic
did
hit
our
his
thing.
over?
I had a feeling we did.
Duh.
Did Jokic hit his
Absolutely.
over? Okay, what was it? 40 points, rebounds, and assists?
Yeah,
He had
it was
40 points?
It was. He just hit everything. He just hits everything.
All right.
Bet365, it's never ordinary. Sign up with the QR code there on the screen. Use code DNVR365 when you sign up. When you do sign up, you can get a first bet safety net offer by placing up to a bet of $1,000. If your qualifying bet loses, you get a match refund and bonus bets. Also, they have a bet and get offer. Place a bet of $5 or more, get $150 in bonus bets too. We also have some DNVR custom bets with Bet365.
We
that
had one today.
We roll out every now and then. We did have one today.
Would not have hit, though. Murray did not
It
hit
did
his
not
20.
hit. It was Murray 20 plus points, Jokic 25 plus points, and Nuggets win. 2 of those 3 happened, but
Oh.
Bet365, it's where we bet. You can use that QR code there on the screen. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or somebody who knows a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Let's go.
All right, we are back here at segment 2. Don't forget to throw us a like if you're watching
Please.
live. Subscribe. Don't miss the show. We do this 5 times a week. Vogt will be live from Ball Arena reporting on what's going on in the locker room. He should be joining shortly. Let's talk about Jamal Murray real quick. So Jokic was phenomenal. Murray just 14 points and 5 assists tonight. He was hounded by Anthony Edwards. Denver's decision tonight was, with no Mike Conley, by the way, we should mention this, Mike Conley out because of a calf injury. Was it calf or Achilles? Achilles.
Achilles, yeah.
I guess that's kind of the same thing. But he was out, and Denver made the decision, we're going to just trap Ant. We're not going to let him get going at all. And that was a good strategy. So Ant, it seemed like, ratcheted up his defensive intensity. Just was all over Murray all night. And to be honest, kind of shut him down.
Anthony Edwards tricked himself into this game. He really played himself out of a good game.
You think?
Because it was a one-on-one match with him and Jamal Murray where that was where all of his energy went to try to stop him, to try to slow him down. And, I mean, he punished himself on the other end of the floor where he never got himself going. I mean, I'm going to give a hat tip to Michael Malone as well, because that game plan, it really did throw off, Anthony Edwards. But also, Jamal Murray, he showed up at the time that you needed him to. Yeah. He didn't overshoot. He didn't over-dribble at those times. It was like, okay, I'm just going to work hard. He's getting slammed. He's getting pushed around. And, like, that mental fortitude of, like, I'm still going to play my game. I'm not going to make this a one-on-one match. We have the win. We have the game. And then you also know that you're going to be able to take it home with Jamal Murray. So I don't think that this is a great Jamal Murray game, but I think that this was a mental game from Jamal Murray where he got the edge.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like, I bet all of the hounding that Anthony Edwards was doing to Jamal Murray actually wore him out a little bit also. Like, he did not have a great game. And in the same way that Jamal Murray has been worn down by the defensive efforts, I mean, that takes a lot of energy to do what Anthony Edwards was doing to Jamal Murray. They were on him, like on him. They made a very concerted effort to make sure that Jamal Murray did not have a good night tonight. And, like Dev says, I mean, he came through in the end. 14 points is that's nothing to sneeze at. But early on, it looked bad for Jamal. Like, not because he was playing poorly, but like he was just blanketed by the Timberwolves, and then
you know what,
they wore themselves down, man.
You know what I also loved about Jamal in this one? Although he did not play well, he still moved well.
Yep.
And we've seen these bad games where he still was not moving well, or he's laboring, or he's bent over the entire time. He was still trying to get after it late in the game. I think that this was a mental game for him of like, I'm going to get into it with McDaniels. I'm going to get into it, with Anthony Edwards. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to play hard and I'm going to show myself. So he's working himself back into getting healthy, working himself back into shape. And although that was not a good game, they still got the win. He still played the 41 minutes, and he still looks, spry and ready to keep going.
Yep.
I love that take, by the way, because you're right. This was different than game 2, where he just seemed flustered and this or that. It was almost like, I'm not going to get easy buckets tonight, but I'm going to stay in it, stay engaged. So I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a tough night for him, man, but he grinded through it. I mean, this was another gutsy performance from Murray, like all of these playoff performances have been. Obviously not 100%. And I love your guys' point about Anthony Edwards guarding him. He expended a lot of energy making sure Jamal Murray did not go off. And he really had nothing on the other end of the floor. And I know the Nuggets were double teaming him. That was a very focal point of Michael Malone's game plan, and I loved it. They were not going to let Anthony Edwards beat them tonight. But he had to expend a lot of energy guarding Murray and then didn't have enough to beat the double teams on the other end.
Yeah. For Murray's sake, I hope he gets it going in the next one, but this was an incredible Jokic game. One, I do think it occupied. I think there's a belief out there that, Jokic's the head of the snake, but Murray's also the head of the snake, and if you can bottle him up, then you could stop Denver's offense. And honestly, it's not a bad thought. A lot of times it's actually true, and Denver tonight did not look the smoothest offensively. The difference was tonight there was so much energy being extended out there. Jokic did get a lot of one-on-ones. He had a lot of room to operate, and when you give him that level, he's up for the task of carrying single-handedly. Aaron Gordon continues to be great. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Who was it that said in our group chat, I don't want to steal your take, but that Jokic said he needed to copy himself? That's after game 2. Was that somebody else? He was asked, like, how can you guys improve? And he's like, well, other than copy myself. Aaron Gordon, 18, 10, and 5. That's kind of a mini Joker line.
Yeah, he just copied himself into. It's like Freaky Friday. Put himself into the body of Aaron Gordon. Yeah, Aaron Gordon's been incredible. And again, he's another guy that's not just scoring, but he's like devastating psychologically with like slamming the ball, dunking on Gobert, cleaning, like just doing shit that you're like that would just make you angry. Like when Naz Reid comes down the lane, just barrels through, slams as hard as he can, and you're like, man, fuck you, that sucked. But Aaron Gordon just keeps doing that over and over and over.
If he would have got that dunk on Gobert, like the second quarter or something, Gobert might have retired.
Yeah, or he would have been like asked to leave the arena. Adam Silver was there. He could have just like gotten up and been like, "We got, bro, you gotta get out of here.
We can't have murders in our sport.
We can't.
We're trying to clean up this league."
Yeah, when they didn't have Bruce Brown, he stepped up to the plate of being like that tough guy, being that type of guy that's going to try to go and dunk on Rudy Gobert, going to play hard the entire time, going to try to go push Karl Anthony Towns over to just show like we're not soft. You cannot call Aaron Gordon soft, and he brings that type of physicality every single time.
He's looking to fight someone out there.
Got that dog inside of him.
He was the one that stepped up. Like, you want to try and hurt Jamal Murray? I'm about to come over there and do something to you. Like, he's a bully. He really is a bully out there. He's playing backup center. It does not matter. He's matching up. He's stepping onto guards. He just does everything, and the timing of it is just so perfect. This was a game that he did not knock down the 3 ball, and that's where he was going to. They did try to play pressure him, and he's like, okay, I'm going to get it in different ways. Me and Nikola Jokic are going to be so in sync that he's going to drop it off. I'm going to go for dunks. I'm going to be aggressive and try to get to the free throw line. I'm going to try to do everything that I can to just show you guys that I'm here in the moment, and that's what we've been seeing in this playoff run. He has been incredible. Like, he has been the Nuggets' second best player in this playoff run right now.
I mean, Nikola Jokic called him the soul of the team a couple years ago.
We called him Mr. Nugget.
We called him Mr. Nugget. Both of us thinking along the same lines there. But he so is, man.
It's so true.
He's the glue that holds this whole thing together. Another gutsy game from him. He picked up 2 fouls early. was able to stay out of foul trouble the rest of the game, playing backup center, undersized, rebounding the ball. It's just, got to tip your hat.
I got one from Anthony Edwards that's pretty good here, guys. He was interviewed after the game.
Oh, boy.
He says, asked about Jokic in the game. He says, I just laugh. It's all I can do. I can't be mad. He's the MVP. He's the best player in the NBA. He showed it the last 3 games. He was special tonight. I have to give him his flowers. He was that guy. That's like, Yoke's the best because he never gets into it with guys. He never has these beefs, but yet he still wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He still wins them over. They still all bend the knee eventually in some form or fashion. And that's Anthony Edwards, who, by the way, I just love his honesty and all. I'm not surprised he's willing to be able to go here and do this stuff. But even he's just like, you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, and the thing that everybody talks about Anthony Edwards is how much of a dog he is. Like, he's a ultra competitor at the highest level. They still have another game that they try to close out. They got to try to still win this series. For him to admit that back-to-back games right after that type of performance, that's honesty, but it's also like he has wore you down to the point that you just have to admit that he's the one.
Yeah.
Like, this is the guy that's like considered the face of the league, saying that dude is the one.
Yeah.
That's big. Like, really, that's big.
And it's kind of symbolic in a weird way because it really was 1 week ago that everyone was taking from Yoke and giving it to Ant. And Ant's like, are you guys kidding me? Watch these last 3 games. That guy's unbelievable. Let's play the clip. I just found it. We actually have it now.
Oh, we do.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
so let's see if we can play it. Because I want to see his delivery.
Shirtless.
I just laugh. That's all I can do. I can't be mad because he good, man. I think I said that after game 1 when we won, and game 2, like, he the MVP, he's the best player in the NBA. And he showed it the last 3 games in a row. Yeah, tonight he was special tonight. I got to give him his flowers. It was, I don't know. What was, yeah, he was that guy tonight.
I don't know what we were supposed to do. Like that. That's the best you can rank a person is be like, I actually don't know what. Usually after a game, it's like, we should have done that.
Absolute resignation. Just like, I don't know, fuck me.
Yeah, we can all 5 guys at him.
He's like, we don't have a guy on our team that can stop that guy.
Right.
I got a couple more tweets before we go to our second break. Do you have Grace? Grace is on there, friend of the show, Grace Barlow. She had a great one here. She says, everyone talked about Gobert having his first child, but no one mentioned that Jokic had his first grandchild. That's pretty good.
Solid.
That's pretty good. And then this one comes from Opta Stats. It says Nikola Jokic of the Nuggets is the first NBA player to score or assist on 70-plus points in a playoff game without committing a turnover since this was first tracked in 1977-78.
The first since ever?
Since ever.
That is.
You might be right. This might be the top game.
Come on, man.
I mean, the poll.
This is the game. We're
80% to 20%.
Call this the game.
The game.
It's the MV3 game.
That's the MVP. It's the MVP game.
It is the MV3 game, but I also want to just call it the game.
Man.
But you realize that there's
more.
a good chance there'll be another the
That's
game.
why you can't do
this playoff
because
run.
if you call it the game, there can't be another game that is better than it. When we know there's somehow, some way going to be another game that's better than it.
Let's take another break. On the other side, we got to get into KCP shows up and Christian Braun. Man, Nuggets went to Browntown tonight.
Boy, did they.
All aboard.
Dialed in gummies. Get dialed in.
Yo, we got him here on
dialed
set.
in gummies.
Oh, I might get dialed in here for long.
Don't take any till the show's over.
Well, let's do it. How much time till the show's left? Let's do a race. I'll eat one now,
Don't
and
they
then
take a minute to set in?
that's. I mean, I'll eat one now. We'll see.
Well, we've got 30 minutes left in the show.
A race.
Colorado's premium cannabis gummy, specializing in craft and small batch for the past few years strong. Not only do they make it a point to prioritize collaboration and collaborate with the most quality material suppliers in all of Colorado on a regular basis, they also creatively use small batch to tether to current events in Colorado. They've made over 2,500 unique batches since 2020. They have 2 tribute batch releases to put on your radar this week. Batch 1950, shout out to Rocky, everybody's favorite mountain lion mascot, and Batch 1942 smells like Team Spirit, a nod to the Avs. Go to dialedingummies.com or visit a dispensary near you to learn more about these limited releases.
Dial in gummies. Just give them a piece of advice. Make an MV3.
Yeah, do something with a nod to the greatest basketball player of all time.
Do the game dummy.
The MV3.
MV3 game.
At Volo Sports, you can meet people, you can hang out,
You can talk about Nikola Jokic.
you can
with the
talk
people.
about Nikola Jokic, you can drink beers, you can also play sports. It's the modern day sport and social club. It's only $20 a month. Volo Sports, they got leagues all around the country. Of course, they have them here in Colorado, in Denver, all over the city. You can get hooked up with the Volo Pass as well, which is a premier monthly membership program that gives members unlimited access to sports events and social activities every night of the week. Sign up on the Volo app using the code DNVR3 to get the Volo Pass for only $10 a month for your first 3 months. $10 a month for your first 3 months. Sign up and get the Volo Pass today.
And we are back. I think my favorite shot might have actually been the 3 with 3 minutes to go.
That was the dagger.
Because it was the dagger, and also because it was so ridiculous. Like,
Mine was the ballerina.
we're gonna have to go back and what about the twist, high off the glass?
I mean, there's a
left
lot.
shoulder, right
There's a
shoulder,
lot.
left shoulder. I don't care. We'll go
That
right
was
shoulder.
the
this time.
graceful murder. Dude, that thing was out of control. That was the most ridiculous shot I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
how
one?
many-
The shake, shake,
The
shake.
one, well, yeah, the shake, and then
The ballet one.
the
You're talking
crazy,
about the ballet move.
the hook that was outside of the paint hit the top. It was like, what are you doing? I could never make that in 100,000
we should do
tries.
it. We should rank the top 10 shots of this game from
Each
Jokic,
game,
honestly.
I think it's really the 3-point shot in Rudy Gobert. They like touched hands, held hands for a second, and also it's
Gobert's
like,
like, oh, do I have to?
but it's another one because he did that to Anthony Davis, and Laker fans still are sick about it. It was a lucky shot. He does it to him. Now they have to do the walk of shame.
Yeah.
And I mean, frat boys know that walk of shame is no fun.
It's not good.
It's no fun. So
Not
like
good.
they have to
Missing
You're
shoes.
just adding more people to the list. You're on the list.
There's a level of resignation, though. That's really what it is, man. And that's why, again, that's what people said about MJ, is you just almost felt like no matter what you did, he would be a little better. That's what Anthony Edwards, that's what all those guys are feeling, is like, we did what we could, man.
Think
we
of
did
the-
what we could. We did what we were supposed to.
Think of the battle that the in-season tournament will get this next year.
Oh, my
They're
gosh.
Like, we don't have a chance at the final.
We should just forfeit.
Everybody's gutting
They're like,
for it.
we need a banner
We need
of
a
any
banner.
kind.
Let's go to KCP. 36 minutes tonight. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. 6 of 8 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3. And I'm going to tell you what, Dev, some of those, he shot them up and it hit the banner. It hit last year's banner. That's the kind of arc he was putting on his 3 tonight.
Dude, he's provided so much spacing that it was Rudy Gobert was on an island with Jokic because you can't get off of him. Aaron Gordon is knocking down shots. You can't get off of him. So who did they try to leave open? KCP. It was a bad decision. Not only that, but he's giving you that consistency on the defensive end. He's making everyone work for it. You didn't see many islands for him because he has, backup around him. He's, recovering on defense. He's a vet. He knows exactly what he's supposed to do. He's going to give you just enough every time, knocks down the shots, timely shots, right time. He got the momentum for Denver, and they rolled it right after that.
Yeah.
Hell of a game.
They needed it too, man. I mean, I love this because everybody now has had a good game in the series, all the starters have. Actually, everybody that's played has. And he was the last box, so I'm kind of glad for
Yeah,
it.
he was hitting threes tonight, but his defense on Anthony Edwards was elite. And look, the Nuggets doubled him all game. They made anybody but Anthony Edwards beat them, and that worked. But, KCP was the start of that. I love this game from him tonight. He was quick on defense. He was anticipating Anthony Edwards' moves, it seemed like, every time. He knew where Edwards was going to try to go with the ball. He cut him off, trying to get into the lane. It was just a lockdown defensive performance from KCP. Definitely his best game of the series.
Oh, no question.
By far.
He was great. Like, there have been every other game in this series, you've been able to point to something that was like, well, he was getting bullied by Ant, or his shot wasn't falling, or there was something like last game it was like his defense was good, but the shot still wasn't falling. This was a perfect KCP game, like exactly what you want out of KCP. Those 3-point shots that he hit were like, each one of them were super timely.
Yep.
Each one of them like really got the Nuggets right back on track when it felt like they were slipping a little bit. They all felt big, and then he stripped the ball from Rudy Gobert like 5 times. I mean,
Yeah.
he was out of control, man.
Yeah, but like this was like one of those like whack-a-mole type of series that's been going on where they're like, hey, we stopped Jokic. And it's like, okay, Jamal goes off. Okay, we're going to stop Jamal. Then Michael Porter goes off. This was the last piece for that because they were like, hey, we stopped Michael Porter
Right.
Jr. We're good there. We're going to give it to KCP. He can't beat us. He's not going to be able to make those type of and then he has this type of performance where now the floodgates have opened. Who knows what's going to happen in game 6? You know, like, because they are like, hey, we have to take care of every single player. At any point, somebody new can step up. At any point, one of their other starters is going to be able to get after it. And he just made it that much more difficult on a game plan where you can't keep them open, where you have to put a body on them, where you have to give them a lot more attention. And, oh, by the way, they have the best player in basketball down there that gets some one-on-one defense. He makes it tough when you have a performance like that.
Real quick note to the chat. We are taking super chats. Of course, we'll read everyone over $5. If they're under it, we'll throw it on the screen. We just won't get to it at the very end. We just have 60 already. I'm sure we'll get more.
I know. We hate this about ourselves.
We hate it too, man.
It's I'm curious. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Battery went out on the thing. And also, by the way, Vogt is still waiting for Nikola Jokic. We can't go to the arena. Sometimes we'll go before Jokic comes to the podium. We'll be like, just come up and do the notes. We can't tonight, man.
You can't.
You got to hear what you have to say. You know what?
Maybe it's best game ever. We have to hear it.
He's going to be like,
This is a regular game for me.
He's going to be like, I don't know. He's
I'm
got a
just ready
trophy.
for game 6.
We're going to be like, we have to get the quote from Jokic. It's going to be the fire quote of the evening. He's gonna be like,
And it's not.
It'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I even love that.
You know,
though.
sometimes the good teams win and the bad teams lose. That's usually how
But
it
you also
goes.
you have to love that. You have your best performance, one of the historic performances on MVP night, and it still just means nothing to you. Not nothing, but it's just like this is just a regular day in the office. That goes to tell you like the type of player that he is, and what makes him so different than everyone else in the world. I mean, who knows if that game meant the world to him. He's just gonna play like
I know.
He does not care. He just is even killed, at least like on the outside, and then he has those type of performance. It's not nerves, it's not excitement, it's not, pressure. It's like this is another game for me.
Dev, it's because winning is a lifestyle.
Yes.
Winning is a lifestyle for him.
Winning is fun
This
and
is
losing
what's
sucks.
expected. This is the standard. It's also for us too.
A game like this, though, I'm telling you, man, a game like this, the Nuggets really do feel like they flipped the switch. I mean, it's pretty clear at this moment. Even
Dude, I think we can say now that they didn't take the Lakers seriously and they didn't take the Timberwolves seriously until Game 3.
Truly.
The team just went to clearly several other levels over these last 3 games, and they, so far, knock on wood, have stayed at that level. Now, last year when they got to this level, they stayed on it as well. So now the question is, can they just stay here for the rest of the playoffs? And if that's the case, I don't see anybody beating them. I don't care how good these other teams are, how unique of a challenge they are. If Denver can play at the level they were these last 3 games, or even ascend from there, then they're going to be parading, staying on parade here in a month's time. Let's talk real quickly about another guy who hypes the crowd up, maybe as much as anyone, and that's Christian Braun. He also sneakily is starting to play really good basketball.
Dude, it's not sneakily anymore. It's loud.
26 minutes, first of all, just shows you how much Michael Malone trusts him. By far the most of anybody off the bench. Only 10 points, but 4 of 8, including a 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Some loud ones. I guess I'll go to you first on this one, Wind.
Well, Christian Braun defensively was very good again tonight on Edwards. Put in some good defensive work there. And then offensively, he was just so active.
Yeah.
He just found himself in the middle of the lane so many times wide open. And Jokic or Aaron Gordon or Jamal Murray found him. And he made smart plays around the rim. He played a very smart, composed, sound game. Didn't take too many chances. Hit a ridiculous 3. Do you guys remember the 3-pointer that Christian Braun hit in this game?
So confident.
It was like the Nuggets needed a basket. I think it was fourth quarter. And, it was like, all right, let's get the ball to Jokic here. Let's run the thing. Let's have him score again. And Christian Braun, he was wide open. He just took it. And it turned out to be a massive shot. He's growing up, I feel like, in these playoffs.
Dude, he's a playoff merchant. The dude just plays regular throughout the regular season, in and out, like roller coaster type season, but when the lights are brightest, he shows up on both ends of the floor. Right now, he looks good offensively. He's cutting and doing those same things, but also defensively, he has the matchup of Anthony Edwards. That's what they brought him here for, is to like bring that type of edge, to bring that type of excitement on that end of the floor. And I'm going to get under your skin. I'm going to play you hard the entire time. And it's not trash talk. It's just hard work. And he's doing just that. And you can tell that his teammates enjoy it. Jamal goes out of his way to talk about how he's kind of taken, Christian Braun under his wing. You could tell that Jokic loves to play with him because he does the things of like the beautiful basketball.
Yep.
You could just tell that, the young guys on the team, they're not jealous of him getting minutes, and he just steps up to the plate. No moment's too big for him. He's just playing extremely hard, and I mean, you have to love that about a young guy. Christian Braun was incredible in this game. I mean, and that's what you have to
Absolutely.
do. The craziest part about tonight was that Jamal didn't have it going at all in the first half, and Christian Braun stepped in as the second punch for Nikola Jokic. Like, the two of them were playing off each other. He kept springing him. Christian Braun kept finishing. It was wild. It was like, is that our dynamic too? Is that like peanut butter and jelly is over, man? It's all about peanut butter and
There's a dog in the winner's lounge.
It's not just a dog.
Bring him over on the show.
Wait. Aaron Gordon is in the winner's lounge?
Hold on.
Dude, I know that winner's lounge, much like Aaron Gordon,
I don't
has
even know
that
if we
dog
can
in
get
it.
it. Yeah, we got a little dog here. He can hop up on the lounge. We got a dog on the set. Got that dog in us right now. You never know what's going to
Yeah.
Just put him on D-Line's
We got that dog in us.
This is the first ever.
There we go.
Who is this? Who's this, my best friend?
What's his name?
Copper?
Copper.
Oh.
Aaron Gordon.
There you go. All right.
Dude, we got that dog in us,
I hope he
baby.
pees
This
right now. That would be
podcast
the
now
best
has
thing.
a dog in it.
That is adorable, man. That is so awesome. Real quick, new Christian Braun annoying face just dropped. Kale, can we ask how Timberwolves are talking? Christian Braun, welcome to NBA's most annoying faces ranking. We did it, boys!
Another fan base that hates Christian Braun.
Man, they
the
just
prophecy is finally coming to
finally
pass.
started. It is finally started.
Nuggets fans are letting him hear it about that one, by
This
the way.
is the best moment I've ever had in my entire life.
It really
Jokic is the best player on earth. He does everything I want him to do. A dog just shows up. I have a new best friend. We have gummies that are based on the Nuggets. I'm going to kill myself. Where am I supposed to go from here?
You're rich, man. You're too rich.
Oh, my God. You are eating tonight. Quickly on Michael Porter, 6 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. He did hit 2 threes,
This dog rules.
although he finished just 2 of 7. He's been disrupted, Dev. He's the one guy over these last couple games they've gone away from him in favor of Christian Braun. Look, sometimes that happens in a playoffs. You have to go to defense in the clutch.
Are you just
Especially
going
when
to
you
keep that dog?
Dude, real fast.
I know, like, it's cute. Our homie let the dog come on. He doesn't realize I'm going to steal his dog. This is my dog.
This dog now lives here.
This is my dog.
This is like the dog from like Disney movie House.
This is honestly the most adorable dog I've ever seen in my
And he's
entire
just
life.
chill. He's like made for the camera.
It's
like,
like
all right.
he's been on a podcast before. He knows exactly what to do. He has been on a podcast before, apparently.
Oh my God, that is too good. Michael Porter, though, are you concerned at all if there's one thing that's maybe not going right, Michael Porter?
Not really, because they're winning these type of games. Also, he's getting his chance. It's not like they're just like giving up on him. He's playing, and then Malone is like, okay, that's not working. He had a bad stretch late in this game where he had to come out of the game. He cut the deficit after that, not knocking down shots. But I mean, this may just not be the series for him. We know that the shot's going to fall, and I think that it's more important to get Christian Braun these valuable minutes right now while you're still winning these games, because you are going to need Michael Porter Jr. There is going to be a series where he steps up. There is going to be time for him to get that. And I mean, that just kind of happened. So I'm not as worried about Michael Porter Jr. because I know that if there's somebody that can go through adversity and come out the other side, it's him.
Great points. Let's go with the dog now. Copper, thoughts on Porter?
MPJ is going to bring it next series. I think Dev's right about that.
Next series? Not
What?
quite this one?
It's unbelievable. It's just not a great matchup for him. That is unbelievable. I agree.
Wow, Copper has some
He's
takes.
going to steal our jobs.
What do you think, Wind?
He was bad today. I mean, he was just bad. Defensively, offensively, he looked off. Tough matchup for him this series for sure, but I mean, he was bad today.
Yeah.
I don't really have much else.
Yeah. Do you think he can bounce back? I mean, do you think this is just not the series for him?
I mean, I don't know.
I think he came out trying to press early. That's one of the things is I feel like he had a bad game last game, and he was like, you know what, I'm going to look for my shot tonight, when I don't think he needs to. Sometimes doing your job is occupying a defender.
I mean, the way this series is trending, Nikola Jokic just had a 40-point game. He played the best game of his career. He played one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Michael Porter's job in Game 6 and Game 7 will probably just be to hit open shots. You know, Jokic has taken over this series to a level where everything it feels like is probably going to run through him from here on out.
Do you think that the Wolves need to like drastically alter their plan?
I mean, I would.
Well, here's the thing.
You've lost 3 straight games. You have to.
And they're not
You don't
getting
just
closer.
trust that Mike Conley, if he gets back, that maybe he can close the gap here, like he makes the difference?
I don't think you can do that, no.
Do you go just to the hard double? You go with the Lakers do and just say, you know what, we're putting Gobert on him. We're hard doubling.
The Nuggets have won 3 straight games in this series, and the Timberwolves' historic all-time defense that, again, was designed, we think, in a way to stop this Nuggets team. Denver's put up 117, 115, 112 in 3 straight games.
Yeah.
And this last 112 was with really Nikola Jokic being the only guy who consistently had it going.
Yeah.
So, yes, I definitely think you switch it up.
You can't focus. You're just happy. Is this the happiest you've ever been?
Yeah, no. I mean,
I look over and he's just got this big smile.
like, what am I trying? I'm going to criticize Michael Porter Jr. I don't care.
This is a therapy dog.
Let's ask
This is like
some
therapy.
hard questions about things right
yeah,
now.
right, dude, like,
are you worried at all about the team salary cap situation?
I'm thinking about Israel Palestine more than anything.
Oh, jeez. Welcome that into the show. Thanks for that one. Any final thoughts here? We can take our final break and get to Super Chats. We also have Brendan Vogt from the arena. I'm sure Jokic is coming to the podium any moment now.
Are you sure?
He's still in the shower.
Brendan?
Well, I do wonder how Vogt knows that.
Yeah, wait.
Well, they come out and
Let's
give you-
ask it. Maybe
they give you updates now.
Oh,
They do. They come
Yeah,
out
like random people come in and
fellas,
like
he's in the shower.
he's
gonna be like
he's just
5
got out of the
more
ice
minutes.
bath, or he
maybe we
was
get
just-
maybe we get an expose on his underwear choice.
Oh, jeez. All right, let's take a break on the other side. We'll start reading some Super Chats, maybe chit-chat a little bit more. Oh, pet the dog.
Get the way. Everyone, get the hell away from my dog.
Red Hawk Roofing. Our guys. We love Red Hawk Roofing. First of all, they're just diehard Denver sports
They were
fans.
here to pregame, then went to the game. That's real fans, man.
I mean, these guys are unbelievable. They love the Nuggets. They love the Avs. They love Denver sports. They are Colorado's best roofers as well. Best estimators, best contractors, quality materials, decades of experience. These guys are the best. It's hail season. Don't get caught with a bad roof that can't take hail. Call them up. They will give you exactly what you need, including a hail impact resistant shingle on your new roof. Home or business, give Red Hawk Roofing a call if you're looking for a new roof over your home or business. Check out Red Hawk Roofing. RedHawkRoofing.com. Tell them DNVR sent you. They will give you no obligation roof and property inspections for free. Free in-depth photo reports for all inspections as well. Hit up Red Hawk Roofing. Also, shout out to Miller Lite.
Hell yeah.
It's Miller time on the DNVR
Oh, it's Miller
Nuggets
time in a big
Winners
way.
Lounge right now. Miller Lite, the best light beer out there. Great tasting, 96 calories per 12 ounces. A light beer that actually tastes like beer. A lot's changed over the years. One thing that hasn't is the great taste of Miller Lite.
Do you guys think it'd be cute if me and Copper
He's
split?
still there.
If me and Copper split a Miller Lite, would that be cute?
He's falling asleep. Can we get a closer kill?
He's talking about me, by the way.
No, actually, let's do a close up. Somebody just said it, and I believe it now. Like, this looks like a family portrait. Copper, look up.
Oh my god! Somebody screenshot this quickly.
Oh, that's adorable. I can't believe this.
Christmas cards are sent.
Are we all good?
Chris, man,
No.
send it out.
Miller Lite. They
My
sponsored
grandma's
our
gonna
watch
love this
along. We love Miller Lite. Great tasting, 96 calories. Pick up some Miller Lite today. Times change, but you can always enjoy the great taste of Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, MillerLite.com/DNVR, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories per 12 ounces.
And we are back here, final segment. It looks like the chat believes that this is, in fact, Yoke's best playoff game.
Well,
81%.
Recency bias,
Thank
clearly.
you, Chad.
A little recency bias. I'll tell you this, man. Honestly, there's probably some games that we're forgetting because Yoke's stats don't all. Yoke's stats, he can dominate with 34 points, 14 rebounds. You know,
if we're talking
Oh my God.
playoff games,
Are
you okay?
No, keep going.
No, Jamal referenced Brendan in the post game.
Oh, did he?
oh hell yeah,
Good.
Hey, in a bad way?
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Stay tuned.
Regular season games and playoff games are different. His best playoff game is just above his best regular season game. Yes, he had like a 40-point game against the Wizards where he shot 17 of 20. Big fucking deal, you know?
Yeah.
This is game 5 against the Timberwolves, 40 points on Rudy Gobert's head. There's just levels to this, and this is above everything else.
All right, let's get into these super chats, Kale.
Oh my God. You got to read that one, Cal.
Using my first ever super chat on a DNVR pod to humbly request D-Line make a Browntown shirt. All the Nuggets are good. That was $10, Justin.
Wow.
asked
Third
for.
of the way to a shirt.
The people want Browntown.
What are you guys talking to me?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
You'll think about
Stay
it.
tuned. Stay tuned. This one comes from NYC27. He says,
Attention.
Attention, stay on parade. Even if the pundit polls have closed, if you are a Nuggets fan and they're playing, stay on parade and you will get to parade. I will say this, man. The Nuggets are the... What? Did I mess something up?
Did we ever find out who's staying on parade also?
Yeah, dude. I was about to say, whomst amongst us
Oh, yeah. Who's staying on
is
parade
staying
today?
on parade this day? Oh, Zeke!
It's Zeke Najee's on parade.
Najee on parade.
Zeke Najee's on parade. All right.
This is kind of a motley parade to this point.
The first bus is coming through. You're like, oh, all right. All right.
It's looking like a St. Patrick's Day parade a little bit.
All right, what do we have here? MV3, legendary game, best birthday present I could have asked for. The vibes are getting immaculate. Stay on effing parade.
Let's
Happy
go.
birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Maverick.
birthday.
I love how much everybody loves Stay on Parade. I love it too, man.
I know, it's great.
I love it too. What else we got?
Oh,
These
my
are just
God.
getting smaller.
Why have we gone to this mode of super chat? What is happening, Kale?
There's a glitch in YouTube where when the super chats come in before we go live,
I don't
this
care.
is how I have to pull that off.
All right, so if you super chat before we go live, they
You're-
become so microscopic.
There
Just
is
know
no
that-
way I
yeah.
can read this.
Just know that you're committing a microaggression against us.
All right, here it is.
Brown?
Tim Johnson says, Brate, I have
Brate.
40 points, 13 assists, and 0 turnovers. My soul left my body at least 7 times in that game.
It
That
just
was a
kept coming
spiritual
back to your body?
experience. That
It
was a
was.
Mona Lisa-like performance.
Oh, my God.
He is one of one.
The
Thank you,
Louvre,
baby Jesus,
Mona
for sending
Lisa,
us Joker.
Eiffel
Nugs
Tower.
and 6. I mean, I'll tell
Big
you what.
Ben. Just start naming
Yo-
landmarks.
Jokic is such an incredible emotional investment.
I know.
You know what? It's the most rewarding emotional investment in it. It's buying Apple in what, 99 or something. Like that it just keeps paying dividends.
It's beautiful.
Can you imagine being on the other side of that?
No.
The people that have just
Dude.
nothing but hate in their heart for Yo.
There were-
oh, that sucks.
There were Wolves fans in the watch along chat, and at the end I was like, you're gonna have this for another decade. Enjoy.
Yeah. Big sports guys. Oh, nope, that was it. Zach Allen says the Jokic to Murray pass is the first time my parents have texted me about the same thing at the same time in their entire 20-year divorce.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's an all-timer, man.
Dude, Nicole Jokic
Bringing
divorce
bringing families back together.
Bringing
There's still
divorce.
hope.
Yeah.
There's still hope. You know? Like,
Maybe he can cure the conflict in the Middle East.
oh, wow, that was
I don't see why
incredible.
not. I don't see why not.
Oh, we're back to regular size
Okay,
fonts.
I can probably do these.
All right, go for it.
Sam, seeing the comments out there from certain people, this might have been the game that cemented his universal cross-sport acceptance into
Joke's
the
on you.
circle.
There's been like 8 of those, and people just jump right back off the first chance they have.
I know. There really have been. Maverick 36, legendary game, best birthday. I think we did this one. Best birthday present I could ask.
Oh, so you made us read the small one and it was available in
Kale's
regular
such a hater,
size?
man.
CJ
Dude,
Jones,
Kale.
we have made it
My
to
best friend.
single digits, baby. 7 down, only 9 wins to stay on parade. Let's keep this energy going for Game 6 and finish this series like the champs we are.
Man, for most of Denver's 60-year history, 7 wins in the playoffs was like the best thing ever. You know?
7 wins?
Yeah, 7 wins.
Over
you're
what?
like-
That's over 7 seasons.
that's like this whole era's got 7 wins.
I think
it's
Carmelo
like-
Anthony won 7 games total in the playoffs.
Rhodey just copped the MV3 shirt in honor
Hell yeah.
of Joker's iconic performance. Go Nuggets.
You're our man, Rhodey.
Nuggets.
Jack McFarlane. 2 full games in a row. We are back on parade. Nuggets run.
We never left
We
parade.
stayed on parade.
We stayed on it, baby.
Michael Putback or
Michael Putback Jr.
Michael Polak.
Pulak Jr. Yeah.
No super chat Sunday as my bro and I had to go to media blackout until watching the game on DVR after dinner with mom. Gordon is the beating heart of this team and I love it.
All the Nuggets are
Hashtag
good.
all Nuggets are good. Hashtag
Win
win
it for Ron.
Ron.
Oh,
Win it
yeah.
for Win it for Ron. Dylan McLeod. Remember, guys, we like that. We like that.
Well, I like that.
5:15. That's today's date. I think he might need to love it next time. I think Yoke might be in the GOAT debate now.
What do you mean now?
Again, he's got to keep winning. This is GOAT stuff. He is doing GOAT stuff now repeatedly, but
He's
other
like-
guys have done GOAT stuff for even more years. So he's at the top floor. He just has to hang out there for a while.
Doing goat stuff sounds dirty.
Trey Mitchell, what up, Trey? What did we
dog
ever
stuff
do
over
to
here is what
deserve
you're
Nikola
doing.
Jokic? Unreal game. All the Nuggets are good.
Let's go.
Great super chat. Andrew Sullivan. Something that won't be mentioned in all of the Jokic and series comeback hype. Malone has been great with timeouts
Yes.
these last 3 games. Let's finish the series on Thursday.
This is the thing. This is the other pattern. You start off mad at Michael Malone when things aren't going well, and then
Right.
he makes the right adjustment
Right.
every time. He just does it.
Okay. DJ Wayne, headshot of the year. Rudy better walk around like Daft Punk.
And it was a Munder.
Steven Kennicott.
Thanks, hubby.
I'm sorry I went full Nug Life after 2 games. It
We
won't
don't-
happen again until the next time I go full Nug Life.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It's
fair.
okay.
Hey,
We
that's
all
fair.
were down bad.
Listen, man, we get it. We get it.
5-5-5-5-5-ish. Jokic, my guy, you can't go around slaughtering guys on the basketball court. You are going to leave Gobert's newborn baby
Oh
father.
man, that's rough.
That went dark from 5-5-5-5-5.
You know what? 5-5-5-5-ish. I'm with it.
Robert George, KCP is a legend for not letting Yoke get that turnover when he was running the clock out. I think it's technically a team turnover. I don't think it's an individual turnover on shot clocks.
Slack on there. So you
But
Either way,
KCP's still a legend. Jace Baldwin, longtime lurker, haven't missed an episode in 2 years. First time super chat. Y'all are my heroes. Jokic is the GOAT. Rudy looks like G League player.
Go
Titch.
Go Titch.
Dude, welcome. Thank you.
Man,
Thank you. Don't be
we
a
love the
stranger.
silent lurkers, man.
We do.
Oh,
Unless
5 out of 15 was Anthony Edwards' field goals tonight. Sorry.
Like a peeping Tom.
A guy, a dog, and a GoPro.
my kind of guy.
Oh my God. Being on court for that game was electric. Does this guy just have courtside tickets for every game? Who is this guy?
I know. I would do the same thing. I would be like, man, being courtside sucked this game.
Yeah, it was
Boy,
rough.
He says it was electric, have so many up close and personal Jamal Murray jump shots, layups, and his dunk. I love the Nuggets. I love Denver. I love DNVR.
BBL
Kitty
Kitty.
won't die.
BBL Kitty.
Chris Peters, I cry watching Jokic play basketball. It's beautiful. And the sad thing is, I still don't think we appreciate it enough.
I know.
MP3.
I do.
I do too,
I
but
think I do.
I still think I'll at the end I'll be like, oh my God, what was I doing?
El Hector, let's go. MV3. Can't wait to see our boys F these guys over at their own turf. Stay on
Man.
parade. Hashtag, I don't know what that last one was.
I will say this, man. That building has nervous energy. Just again, we talked about it during games 3 and 4 when things turned. That building and that fan base just knows. You punch her in the mouth early in Game 6, and I just think that whole building is going to be
It's going to
like...
turn into just an actual target. People are just going to be walking the halls, shopping.
Fyunk. My goodness, do I love Christian? It's pronounced Brown. Him getting his confidence higher and higher each year is huge for the Nugs. What a winner.
What a winner,
What a
baby.
winner, man.
A winner.
Brody's back.
Certified Timberwolves, certified puppy chow.
Dude, the Drake Kendrick beef has really permeated this discourse. I love it.
Ride
This is like the
free.
Timberwolves.
Got my Game 7 tickets just in case, but I have a feeling I won't be needing to fly in to use it. Let's send those adorable Wolves fans
Oh,
home
my
crying
God.
on Thursday night. P.S. Can I buy a new shirt at the bar?
Yes,
you
and
can.
yes.
You can buy a new shirt.
Oh, I cannot believe I got clipped and the life I'm going to live after this.
With a dog on your lap still.
Dude, wait. What happened to me?
One more game. Don't pull a Timberwolves fan.
Jared from Foco. Breaking news. Rudy Gobert has been adopted by Nikola Jokic to join his growing family that includes the Lakers and Gilbert Arenas.
Dude, Gilbert Arenas.
Career
That doesn't sound
masterpiece.
safe, man.
What a time to be alive. Stay on parade.
I'm telling you, this is actually, we could just predict the next 10 years. Because Yoke's dominated at such a level for so long, and yet, every time there is the tiniest, falter, everyone doesn't just this will be interesting. How's he get out of it? They're going, I knew it! Fraud! This guy's the worst player ever!
Worst 3-time MVP we've ever seen in our lives.
And then 3 days later, you're like, I might have spoke too soon.
He's the worst 8-time MVP that's ever been.
He'll never get out of this
Jace
jam.
Baldwin moved from Denver to Erie, Pennsylvania this year. It's 2 a.m. Damn. Work at 5 a.m. Worth it. All the nuggets are good. Barbecue chicken, brother. I have 47.
I love it.
Brother, I have
People are
47.
playing the hits tonight.
I love it.
Walter Worthy. Worst part is there's no way he'll win MVP next year because of the narrative. So we'll have to wait 2 years to see the worst 4-time MVP in history. LFG. Guys, I got news for you. He's winning it again next
If
year.
he wins the title, he's winning it next
He's winning
year.
it again.
If he wins the title, if they win the title, he's winning it again.
What do you think, Copper? He agrees.
He agrees? Okay.
He agrees.
James Jimmy,
I know
best
you
part of the
didn't say
game,
anything, but we
Cat
understand
doing
each other.
a fake Quasimodo limp into the locker room post game. He did. I missed that. Second best part of the game, Cat padding his stats in garbage time.
And taking a 3, which would have canceled out on Monday.
I don't
would
want
never.
Cat hurt. I don't want Cat hurt.
I mean,
We don't care over here.
Sammy Gomez, in the words of the GOAT, Pete Weber, hate me or love me, you watched. That's all you could do. We are all witnesses, Nikola Jokic.
Let's go. Who's that? Pete Weber.
Is he the bowler? Who
Oh.
are you?
Who do you think you are? I am.
Yeah, who do you think you are? I am. Liz A5280. Anyone see Edwards? He said to Jamal he'd see his ass again. I blinked. Then MV3 had 40 points. Game was over. Love Bree, Liz, and Hector.
I love the idea of Ant
Dude.
talking shit to Jamal, and Jamal's like, it's not me, it's him, dude. Like,
But that's what was so awesome about that moment, because Ant was talking shit, and Jamal Murray and the rest of the Nuggets just walked off the court.
so above it.
They are
Just above it. Like, dude, you need to get yourself going. I mean, we get it. Get yourself going.
Christian Barber saw a little of everyone once Joke got elbowed. He was ready to give everyone a welcome to Serbia, brother, and made life tough for Gobert. Huff is loading. Fire. Good game, DNVR.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh, is that our J Huff guy?
Might be our Jay Huff guy. Man, Yoke does. He has graduated from scar to bruise now.
I know, he's bruising.
He's bruising.
Yeah.
now,
I think it's
so.
going to be the best is next when he's just actively bleeding the entire game.
all game just blood.
Just a geyser of blood.
Mountain Aesthetic. It's in Jokic's nature to defer. I truly believe he didn't think we could win without Jamal. I hope Jokic now believes he can lead us to number 2 even if Jamal is hurt.
think he does.
I think he does.
Tonight
believe now.
was evidence that he feels that way.
So Jokic hasn't been to the podium yet. It's 12:30.
He is. Yoke doesn't really care
It's
about
after midnight, man.
It's not
know.
12:30. It's 1:30 where they are.
No, they're here.
Oh yeah.
Big Honey, Jokic's a truly special player.
I'm in Minnesota
He's
death.
stamping his
I'm
legacy
Minnesota
as
death.
one of the GOATs. We cannot ever take this man for granted. 9 more wins, fellas. Stay on parade.
Debred.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, for real, we're gonna be telling everyone. We'll tell our grandkids about this era. We really will, man. Every I don't.
when we
I
just stayed on parade for a whole year.
man,
And this will be
unbelievable.
one of them that we'll just always remember.
How do you think you'll exaggerate? You know how it gets a little bit bigger. How can you exaggerate this one?
I'm going to say they have 5 Defensive Player of the Years.
No, I'm going to say
On the,
they
same,
actually
on the court at the same
they
time.
actually played 6 on 5.
Hey, man, listen, a week ago, people said, is this better than the Bad Boys Pistons? Like, I feel like it's 96 Bulls defense. It's the greatest defense ever assembled. Jokic just kind of did this thing for a while.
Kenzo's Customs, what's up,
Hell
man?
yeah.
All the Nuggets are good. KCP came up huge, and Joker owns the Frenchie.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Brown swatted the hell out of baby MJ.
Who wouldn't mind owning a Frenchie?
Phil Manis. Peter PDX. Portland Watch Party blasting powerful vibes out to
Yes.
the boys.
Hell yeah.
Spirits high.
One growler at a
hands
time.
hurt,
Oh, man, this is
voice
such a
calm.
Portland guy. Listen to
Let's
this.
go. If you're in the area, make noise with us at Broadway Grill and Brewery every
I
game.
love
There you go,
it.
Broadway Grill and Brewery in
Let's
Portland.
go.
Chill out. Make
Alfredo, 18 points, 7 to 7 shooting, 11 rebounds. 11
Three-
rebounds, I can't see.
3
3
assists.
assists and 4 stocks. One of the best games of Rudy Gobert's career.
jeez.
And he will never be able to show it off to his grandchildren.
That's wild. Is that true?
It actually is a pretty good game.
Damn. And
not a bad
all
game,
the
man.
only discourse is how
Irwin.
embarrassed he got.
He is, or his best game ever.
His best game ever. There we go. Stamp it.
Eva Hathaway, what is the Wolves' version of Nug Life? There's got to be one. How quickly the darkness has turned to light. Thanks for helping us all stay on parade.
Stay on parade.
Cedric, Nuggets in 6. My initial prediction right. Congrats, Joker.
not over yet.
MV3 and destroying Ant Gobert. It's May 14th, and I'm wearing Gary Harris. We are inevitable.
Let's go. Listen, you pay it, we'll say it.
Akasha, thank you to the Nuggets and the DNVR fellas for the incredible vibes and a winner's
Hell
lounge
yeah.
on my birthday.
Dude, it's everybody's
Happy birthday.
This is unbelievable.
And so kind of our MV3 for inviting me to his feast on Gobert. I had a great time.
Well, did that sound? Are you eating Gobert together, or is it like when you put sushi on somebody?
Marco, everyone with at least one good eye and one functioning brain cell knows who the best player in the world is, and it's not even close. DNVR the real go.
Let's go.
Phil again. Cheers to another night in Browntown. Cheers.
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 And then he put a poop emoji.
Sean, KCP took the ball from Jokic late after Jokic tried to take the ball to run the clock out and preserved Jokic. 0 turnovers, and man, I'm not crying. You're crying. This team, man.
I am crying. Yeah.
A Hannah Bro Lecter.
Hannah, bro.
It felt like our defense did to them what they did to us in Game 2. In my opinion, this was Jokic's most dominant game since Game 1 Western Conference Finals last year. Incredible stuff from the GOAT. KCP, CB, AG had great nights too.
Let's go, baby.
I want to hear what Michael Jordan thinks of Jokic. We've heard a lot of greats, but Mike never, they're such different players. But what if he's like, man, that guy's the GOAT?
Or he's like, man, his shoes suck.
Man, the 3-6-1s.
That's actually
That's actually what he would say.
Yeah. Well, he left Nike. Andrea.
Horses.
Horses. Stay on parade. Barbecue chicken. KC3. Perfect 50. Browntown. 3P. The Murphys. Thank
love
you.
it.
Oh, the Murphys. Hell yeah.
I love it.
Nick Orton. My B-Day.
What the hell, dude?
My B-Day
May 15th.
fell
Between
games 1 and 2 this year. That's it. Going forward, my new B-Day is May 14th.
I think that's fair. I think you
actually
can.
fair.
I think you can strategically move your birthday.
You
like,
should, man.
Like some people, you don't
Marcel-
celebrate your birthday if it's on the 25th of December.
Bomani Jones called Gobert and Cat 14 feet of disappointment.
Yeah.
Joker just turned them into barbecue chicken, finger licking good.
a lot
baby.
of that's a lot of barbecue chicken. 14 feet worth.
The boy's dad, who I just know is in the house tonight at Ball Arena. Not safe for work, Joker tonight. Not since
Effing Wilt.
Will. Drive home is going to be a challenge. Dizzy from all the
Yeah.
spinning buckets. All the
It's-
Nuggets are good.
it's true.
See you Thursday if I recover, fellas.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wilson the Ghost. Jokic seemed more jovial than usual in his post-game interview. It's a privilege to watch him enforce the reality of his greatness. Stay on parade.
Doug's fully asleep now.
Oh, man. A guy, a dog, a GoPro. Yes, we know you sit courtside. These last 3 games, Jokic has been Aragorn in Return of the King when he made charged Sauron's army at the Black Gate. I didn't watch that. Jokic equals King of Gondor. Hope is kindled.
Let's
So
go.
this couch right here is
Yeah.
a guy
I was not a
dog.
Lord of the Rings guy.
and a GoPro.
And a pro.
There's a pro.
Just a pro.
What a pro wants over here.
Gordon Glazner, our guy.
Let's go.
The greatest
yeah!
basketball
Born a
player
Canadian.
in
Gordon
the
is
world
in the
plays for the
house.
Denver Nuggets, and his name is Nikola Jokic. Thank you, Mr. Jokic, for paying off our fandom
1,000-fold.
fold.
I feel like you're selling him short. I'd say a trillion-fold, personally. It is so true, man. The Yoke experience is so unbelievably rewarding. Happiness
Petty,
nonstop.
Get the kennels ready because it's time to put the pups to bed. This is awkward with a dog on your lap, I know.
Don't listen to that.
I know.
listen to that.
You can stay up as late as you want.
He went to bed
Let's go,
about
baby.
20
Shout out
minutes
to the
ago.
DNVR crew. Thank
Lil
you.
Petty.
Little Petty.
RMK, Wolves are adorable. Call this 3-win streak Easter because we are back from the dead Nuggets in 6.
Let's go. They are adorable, aren't they?
You know one thing we haven't talked about? Yoke's dunking a lot. Tonight,
Yes.
I know.
boom. The other night, boom. Like he has some
Like real dunks
some
now.
real. Will we get a
Tomahawks.
Jokic reverse in his career?
In true FU mode. I
Will
love
we
it.
ever get
Next
a
year.
Jokic reverse?
Next
dunk?
year we're getting a reverse. We
Next
might
year.
get one next series.
360? Think we can get the full
For
360?
sponsored by 361?
Oh, if he gets the 361 dunk becomes his signature, he shoots like
Dusty
30%
old
on it.
Cowtown. Other teams make Yoke a scorer, Yoke in John Cena voice. Are you sure about that? Also, Moach deserves more credit on bench
I
management.
know, man.
Adam Nice Shoes.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you, man.
Hey. They're the only ones
I've
that
never
come in,
gotten that before.
the only ones that come in Frankenstein size.
Jack
They
Neiman.
double his skis.
2 a.m. and absolutely worth it. Picked my jaw up off the floor multiple times. Glad Vogt and Murray made up tonight. Thanks for all the content. Love y'all.
Love you too, man.
So they did make up. Interesting. Daniel Lynch.
Oh.
Tonight was the greatest Nikola Jokic game. One word, wow. H-Dub is right. The game.
good.
Denver Nuggets decade.
Everything's coming up DNVR.
We have some positive energy coming our way.
Jamal Murray said something positive about Brandon Vogt.
Oh, I can't wait.
Dalton. How can anyone see that game from Jokic and think he doesn't care about basketball?
That's the
Just
funniest
because
take.
he's quiet doesn't mean he isn't a winner.
Well, also, he tells us he doesn't care, but he does. He plays it up.
I know.
He hams it up. But, I mean, come on.
Come on.
Carrick Stevens. Malone was hyping the fans behind the bench in the last minute of the game. Unreal vibes. Let's go Nuggets.
Whoa.
7-16.
I was thinking about that, like how stoic and angry and like just militaristic Michael Malone is, and then just immediately cross-referencing that with him like doing a monkey walk off the parade, just drinking anything people were throwing at him. What a great guy.
What a great guy.
Mountain Aesthetic. I'd love to give a game ball to Gobert, but the DPOY trophy is empty-handed.
Oh, man.
Before we go Bear.
Malix, you know what? It's just not a Mike series, mini too big and lengthy for him. D rotations are just too complicated. He'll bounce back versus Dallas, OKC. All the Nuggets are good.
Oh, look, it's good.
All right.
Bubble buzzer beater.
check your DM.
Reminder that Jokic carries the strength and skill of 1,000 Jordan McCrae's. Brown equals
What is this,
Caruso
my
with good
microwave?
hair. Reggie is great when playing 8 to 10 minutes.
Let's go.
He actually is
Yeah,
decent when playing
Reggie's
8
been
to
great.
10 minutes.
He really has. Just to cut, like he has two, like, what the fuck are you doing plays, and then like 6. Oh, it's awesome.
Malone really is playing everybody perfect amount of minutes.
I know.
You know, like Reggie, you're right. He's been up and down, but it's such a small,
Perfect.
contained amount that it's like whatever.
Austin Ness got to go to the first MVP ceremony, the headband game, Game 5, and now tonight.
Oh, I didn't know you were paying to
Jokic is
brag.
the gift that keeps on giving. Y'all the best show in media. I fucking want to stay on parade.
Let's go.
Yes,
I
you do.
want you to stay on parade,
Me
baby.
too. I want you to say
Ulysses Ventura.
that.
Ulysses. Smoking Lakers pack, DPOY pack, Gilbert Arenas packs, Nick
Slow
Wright
down,
packs,
dude.
Hedge fund pack, hedge fund
This
pack.
dude is
Nuggets to the moon.
He smokes
R.I.P.
smokes.
Bozos.
R.I.P.
Let KD,
Bozos.
Steph, LeBron join forces. Don't matter. Going back to back to back.
man.
Grapey.
Grapey. Maybe not a perfect game, but Jokic pitched a MF and no hitter tonight. I would agree with that.
Can you read the next one?
No.
It says,
Kel, keep it on here and just do the super chats.
I'm going to be so pissed in 2 hours when my alarm goes off for work. Scrolling IG will cure my tiredness tomorrow. Wish me luck.
Who's that from?
Cat is so bad. That comes from Jace Baldwin again, of course.
Dude, this is his first time? He really broke the seal.
It's really all over.
He's addicted now.
Also, Jace Baldwin. Oh, no, that's the one I said. 303 card.
303 card. D-line. Got that dog on
Now I
him.
got that dog next to me.
Monster supporting cast games from CB, AG, Kenny Pope. Does Finch have a fourth 7-footer to sacrifice to the basketball gods? He does. His name is Luke Garza.
Do we see Luke Garza in Game 6?
Some people are talking about it. Chunk Dickwell's burner.
Oh, hell yeah. 20 piece.
France and Serbia established diplomatic relations in 1839 between the Kingdom of France and the Principality of Serbia. Per league sources, Joker's dominance of Gobert has set this relationship back to the 1700s.
I gotta tell you,
Pull it up. Did I send it to you, Cal? Do you have it? Somebody changed the Wikipedia article of
I gotta
this.
tell you, historically speaking, that's not good.
Yeah, that's actually
We actually
bad
don't-
for
we don't
all
want
of
that.
us.
We don't
That's
want
really
that.
bad for all of us. There you go. Some Wikipedia
Oh,
updated.
they don't
MV3
have
turns into
Serbia
dub
relations.
freeze.
Yeah.
That's it, guys.
Whoa, we made
Is
it
Vogt
through.
here yet? He
No,
said he.
there's more, or at least there's another.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, there's more coming.
This one comes from Maverick 36. What's that win percentage when Yoke dunks? Pretty sure it's stupid high. Last I knew, happy B-Day, 14th of May.
Everyone's
yeah.
B-Day.
Everybody's birthday. Everybody's birthday.
Yeah.
Everybody's eating. Everybody's birthday.
I think people are lying.
I think so too, actually, now that I think about
I
it.
know.
I think it's mathematically impossible.
As we wait for Vogt, he should be here. And by the way, I cannot wait to hear what Vogt has to say from the arena. Oh, we're losing our buddy. It was a good run. In all sincerity, just kind of as an early preview, what do we expect? Do we still expect a big punch in Game 6 from Minnesota?
They're gonna give you everything that they have.
I think we're going to learn a lot about Minnesota in Game 6 because the last Game 6 that the Nuggets played was against the Phoenix Suns.
And
And we
they
learned a
blew
lot
them
about
out.
the Phoenix Suns in that Game 6.
Yes, a lesson that keeps rippling forward.
I think the Wolves have more fight in them than that Suns team did. I think they will fight. I think it'll be a tough game.
I don't know. I mean, I would think that, but Anthony Edwards is like going out of his way to give Jokic credit, and that's what a defensive player of the year on his team. That's what Karl Anthony Towns, who have at some point thought he was on par with this guy. If your best player is like kind of not conceding, but like just giving his flowers without trying to uplift his guys, you could try to punch them in the mouth very early on. And it seems like now Finch is going to have to think about how am I going to get Anthony Edwards going? How am I going to be able to try to get him to score? Because he's going through double teams now. I have not seen Denver double team anyone. And they're sending like delayed double teams. They're like getting the ball out of his hand. They're trying to make somebody else beat you. And who knows? Mike Conley went through warmups today and still did not play. That might be a real injury. It kept him out of a playoff game. So like that's tough. I think you just have to punch him in the mouth very early.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of with Harrison. I think it'll be less like the Suns and more like the Lakers when they closed them out finally, and it really came down to the last bucket. I just think this team has more fight and more heart than the Suns did, and even though the Nuggets have like totally, I predict it'll be like a 7-point win for the Denver Nuggets somewhere in there, but it won't. I don't think it'll be a blowout.
Mike Conley comes back. Obviously, he adds a lot to them, to what they can do. You're at home. You hope to get a surprise performance from somebody. Those things can all make a difference. By the way, maybe Mike Conley doesn't come back. He tried today, and you just assume that means he'll be better in 2 days, but you never know. A couple more came in.
Thomas Abraham, almost feel bad for the Tinder puppies.
Not even the Timber puppies, the Tinder puppies.
Tinder puppies. That's low, man.
That's tough.
Respect to Ann for speaking to media. Yeah, don't let Copper hear that. Respect to Ann for speaking to media with his head high after a bad game and
man.
crushing loss.
Dude, that guy's got it. That guy's got it.
And the boy's down again. He made it. I guess he made it home. Good.
Good. Must have been a long show, long drive.
Two questions for Wind. Okay, for me, when will you be getting a leaked copy of Malone's receipts video? I'm working on it.
Oh man.
For Adam, does your four-legged guest mean the boys will be welcome Thursday?
They're Bernese, right? He's got Bernese.
Oh my
Be a
God.
little bit of
Less
tighter,
cute.
tighter fit on
Less
Eli's
cute.
lap.
Yeah, less
Also,
cute.
You got a
Copper's
140
here
pound dog.
after hours too.
Yeah.
Josh
That's
Burnett
funny.
from Down Under.
Down under.
The dog evolved from wolves, which
This
is
what I was trying to
very
say.
Apt.
apt as the Nuggets just devolved the Timberwolves. Stay on for it.
That's very
Thank you,
good.
Josh.
It's kind of true, man.
Very
well done.
heady. Very heady burn.
I think we're done now.
Vote. Oh, my
Oh!
gosh! And right as we finish it,
What
Vote
is
called
happening?
in.
Unbelievable.
What is going
What
on
is
right
happening?
now?
Is it Vogt's
man?
birthday?
Is he here? Is he there? Is he ready? Are you ready? or no?
Can you hear him?
Vote.
Hey, fellas, what's going on?
Oh man, we were just enjoying yesterday's game.
Yeah, I know. That was a crazy The grades are, I would love to say they're already done, but they're not. It's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night.
Just take us before you give us the notes, man. Just give us the atmosphere. Obviously, an all-timer from Yoke, maybe his greatest game ever. Did it feel like? When did it feel special in that arena?
In the second quarter, AG had a breakaway dunk. Christian Braun blocked Anthony Edwards, and it was very clear in that moment that this was a playoff crowd. RG and I were just talking, maybe the best crowd of the season. I would say probably the best crowd of the season.
Hell yeah.
And for me, an all-time night in Ball Arena. You know, we're so lucky, guys. We get to do this so often. This is a top 5 game for me. Any circumstance, any time. The crowd was unbelievable. It was the loudest 40 points I've ever seen in my life. Jokic scored 40 points hyper efficiently, and his top strategy was to score and shoot every single time the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year guarded him straight up. That's as greatness gets. You're not going to see a louder 40 points. I don't think Rudy was bad. I just think he was playing one of the 5 to 10 greatest players of all time. And the crowd knew it. The crowd knew we were witnessing something special. Throw the box score away, as impressive as it is. I don't even think it scratches the surface of how good Jokic was tonight. And the Nuggets as a whole, it was a special night in Ball Arena.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, man. This thing was unbelievable. What a freaking game. All right, what did Michael Malone think? Did he like it?
He did like it, but Malone was in jobs not finished mode for sure. Wasn't super excited yet. He did say to start the third quarter we weren't ready to play, but that was the game right there. They called that timeout, and from there they closed on a 23-8 run. So that was the moment the Wolves made their push, but Denver hung on. He said they knew they had to do something with Anthony Edwards tonight, something different. He credited Christian Braun, KCP, Aaron Gordon for their individual efforts, but he also pointed out we trapped him, and then we flew around behind it. That takes a lot of discipline and effort, and so he shouted out his team defense. On Jokic, he said, look, he showed everyone tonight why he's arguably one of the best to ever play the game. He said, it's funny, Jamal just said to me before I came up here, man, Nikola's really good. What an understatement. And later he talked about Christian Braun. He said, Christian Braun's been great. The last 2 games in a row I've closed with him. Hustle plays, his aggression, his toughness, and I love his confidence. Right now, CB is playing at a very high level. That's a luxury. If we have a lead, I can close with a guy who's going to defend and rebound. Obviously, that means in place of Michael Porter Jr., Christian Braun really playing the Bruce Brown role in that regard, closing when Porter hasn't had it. Quick note, Porter, when he checked out of the game to finish tonight, he wanted to have a word with Michael Malone about what went wrong, why he was being pulled. Malone was not up for a chat. He kind of chewed him out. So that's why I kind of keyed on that quote there. Right now, he knows he has Christian Braun in his back pocket. Finally, he was asked about that composure. Where does it come from? He said, I think it comes from experience. I think it comes from raising a banner this year. And, Nikola, every great player, every great team, you go through trials and tribulations. And I think we had to go through some trials and some losses to get to where we were last year. Then we heard from Jamal Murray, who said Jokic had 40. He missed 7 shots against the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. And, man, it felt like he had 50. Then I asked Jamal about Jamal's own ability to get better reading the floor as the series goes on. We know we talk about that with Jokic a lot. Does Jamal maybe feel like he has that quality as well? Maybe a bit underrated him. in him. And he said, quote, every game and every series is so different. I don't really look at the stats in the playoffs. I mean, when you have it going, but every game is different. I'm just trying to give whatever the team needs. If Jokic has it going, there is no reason for me to force anything. There's no need for me to make something up, any of us. So I felt like tonight was just being whatever the team needed. The main thing was not forcing anything. I felt like tonight I was just trying to control my tempo, if that makes sense, pick my spots, know when to drive. On that third quarter run, Murray said that's what they're supposed to do, the Wolves. And then on the Nuggets responding after the timeout, Murray said that's what we're supposed to do. Then he credited whoever did a good job defending Karl Anthony Towns tonight. On Read and React basketball, he said it's just so fun to play basketball that way. Just reading the game, not being so rigid in our structure, just reads and counters. It's a lot of fun. And Yoke, when he gets it going, he's throwing up that stupid one-legged, one-armed, all of that. I'm just heading back on defense. You know what I mean? he did say he thinks that getting the MVP at home probably did motivate Jokic. Malone didn't go there. Murray did. Murray was also asked about gracing the latest season of 2K's online play. He's like the current cover of the current iteration online. And he said, man, I've been playing 2K my whole life. And people always ask me if I play as myself. Hell yes, I play as myself in 2K, and only me. That's all I do. We just run the two-man game the whole time, baby. And then finally, guys, in LA, Jamal told us about Christian Braun. His project right now is just getting CB ready. He thinks he has even more to offer. Jamal's really taken CB under his wing. And I asked Jamal tonight if he thinks he's a proud vet right now watching Christian Braun. And he said, yes, but I'm not going to get too happy. The way he comes into the game, I think coming off the bench is really hard. And the way he comes into the game just ready to go and understanding his role for this series is huge. And he rolls with the punches. Whatever happens, happens. If he gets subbed early, if he's out there for the whole fourth quarter, he's ready to go. So I think he just came in with the right attitude. I want him to stay locked in and keep that confidence. Finally, we heard from the three-time MVP and obviously the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic, who did acknowledge that this moment meant something to him. He was asked if it ever gets old standing up there and receiving the MVP trophy. And he said, I think the love from the crowd, you can feel it. The teammates, the coaches, it's a moment I'll remember for the rest of my life. He downplayed the personal part of the Rudy matchup and him being super aggressive. He said, well, it's not just Rudy. He said, look, I'm just trying to read and be aggressive if I can, when I can. Today was nice for me, he said. On his emphatic dunks we've seen in this series, I thought there was a good question from Vinny Benedetto about, is that because Minnesota has great rim protectors and you think you need to finish a bit more aggressively? And Jokic said, I mean, I had an open lane and I'm a freak of nature, so why not show off my athleticism?
Hell yeah.
My favorite Jokic quote of the night, when asked sort of just about his process in general, because I really think it's this simple, guys. He said, I'm just trying to read what's going to happen. If I see someone coming to me, I'm going to pass. If I don't see someone coming to me, I'm going to try and score. It's that simple for the best player in the world. Maybe there's a lesson in there for it. And then finally, apparently some of the Wolves were talking about how good a job Jokic has done defensively, even when switched on to Anthony Edwards. That was a topic of conversation in their presser. So Jokic was asked about that during his, and he laughed. He said, man, when I get switched on to him, I'm either trying to find help or he's scoring on me. I have no idea what they're talking about.
It's incredible stuff, man.
One more note, guys. One more note. You probably saw that Jeff Green was in attendance tonight. Jeff Green stuck around well after the game. In fact, while we were waiting for Jokic, I went into the hallway, saw Jeff Green headed back there to go say hey to his former teammate and the MVP. So Uncle Jeff, very much still a part of the soul of this locker room and the culture here in Denver. I thought just a fun treat for him to be here tonight.
Well, hold on, Vogt. We heard a rumor that Jamal Murray addressed one Brandon Vogt in a positive way in the presser?
Yeah, he actually called me Brendan, so I think things are headed in the right direction. No, he appreciated that I asked him about his ability to read the game as the series goes on. He said, look at you, Brendan, being a nice guy today. I like to think I'm a nice guy in general, but sometimes, I don't know. Depends on who you ask, I guess.
You guys
Brendan
are best
Vogt,
friends, man. You guys
nice
are best
guy.
friends. Good stuff, Vogt. Man, I'm so jealous
All
you
right,
got
fellas.
to watch that one live. What a treat. More super chats that came in, or can we go home? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Everybody, What a night, man.
Does this count as tomorrow's show?
Sadly, no. We gotta do tomorrow's show. What a fun one. What a fun one. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I mean, how long do we have here?
There are games. We always say that there's games you remember for a month, you remember for a year, you remember for a couple. This is an all-timer. Remember it forever.
Oh, this is
lock that one away
right now. This is a game we'll remember forever. And I mean, the funny thing is, like, you can't call it the game because there could be a better game, and that's what you always have to keep in mind with Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
I just got to hang out with the dog. It's a great night.
Was that the best part of the night?
Yeah, I don't even remember anything else.
Yeah. Dev.
It's just about finishing strong. You go in there, you finish, and then you become part of history. You were down 0-2. Everybody turned their back against you. You proved them all wrong, and you got to go into Minnesota with that mindset. So that's big. And I hope they could get it done.
And if you're new, this is the first time watching it, welcome. Hang out with us. You're going to love it. We're doing this again tomorrow, and we're doing it again Thursday. You're going to love it. Hit that like button. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Or today. Later today.
You're taking everything from us.
We all silly like the mayor.